And recording. Yes, hello, welcome back. So today is the 1st of 2022, and we all know what that means. Yes, it's the first day of Advent of Code. Let's visit adventofcode.com. So yeah, in case you don't know what Advent of Code is, I guess in that case, I don't know how you came by this video, but anyway, it's basically an annual how could you say, challenge, programming puzzle challenge that publishes a couple of coding challenges each day from December the 1st till the 25th. And yeah, the idea is to complete every puzzle if you can. And in the process, maybe learn some new programming language or practice a programming language and hone in some skills if you want to. So I have participated in some previous years, like I think I started in 2020. I don't know if in 19 I did something. No, I didn't do anything in 2019. But in 2020 I completed all the challenges, and for that time I used Ruby, which is or was my bread and butter language at that time. Today I have been using Ruby for a while, but yeah, I guess it's still a language that I like a lot. And for 2022, I took the opportunity to learn a new programming language, Rust, and it was a lot of fun. And I completed almost all the challenges except for day 24, which I think was the most difficult challenge, and I actually didn't even try to do that one. I may want to try again at some point, but that's not what we are for here today. Today we are here to complete the first challenge of Advent of Code 2022. So let's start with calorie counting. Oh, well, actually, no. Before we start, I would like to lay down some general goals of what I want to do with Rust this year. So yeah, let's actually bootstrap a little project for this. Let's make there for Advent of Code 2022 and cd into that. Oh, I don't remember how was the magic variable. Was it this? And no. Yeah, I don't remember the bash shortcut to use the last argument again. Let's make a README and launch code editor. So yeah, Advent of Code 2022. Can I write Advent? What are the goals? So, what are the goals for this year's challenge? By the way, if I sound too fussy today, or if I don't make too much sense, I have the excuse of not having slept very well last night. So yeah, I just slept a couple of hours and I feel a bit sleep deprived now. But I want to try this anyway today. So yeah, what would be the first goal? Well, if I'm using Rust, I would like to have a fast program. So that's, I guess, the first goal, to have a fast execution time. And let's aim for some number, let's say less than 1 second. These goals are not set on stone, so if we see that some challenge, is computationally very expensive and I cannot find a way to make it faster, I might not obey this goal, but it's just to have an idea of something. And 1 second should be the time to run all the challenges for all the days back to back. So yeah, this is something that's of course, with a fast and compiled language like Rust, this should be possible, I think. So it's something to, I think it's fun to aim for this sort of thing. Another thing that I would like to do, I was thinking about this some moments ago, is I would like to let me show you some of my solutions for. Oh, I have another console here. Let's kill this. Let me show you some things that I did last year and that I didn't like. So let's open VS Code here. Okay, I have the solution for day one of last year, and in all of these solutions I used this macro of include string, which basically what it does is it reads a file. Oh, interesting. So I have some deprecated extension here. I can take a look at that afterwards. I use this macro all over the place to read the input files, and it's very handy. It reads the file and it puts it into a static string that you can then use. But the problem of using this is that if you want to change the input, you have to recompile the whole program again. And even though it's a small program, it just takes like a second or something to recompile. You know, I think you shouldn't be recompiling the program to test another input. And while you're doing this kind of challenges, it's common to have to switch between inputs. Like usually the challenge structures give you some sample input that you can try, and it's like a reduced set, and then you have your real input, and it's common to switch between the two. And I would like to not have to recompile the program again if I can. So yeah, that's one thing that I would like to do this year. So let's say read inputs from files or standard inputs. Yeah, instead of having to recompile everything. And something else that I was thinking of trying out is to learn a bit more about error handling in Rust. So again, if we switch to last year's solutions, usually all solutions start with reading the file, then parsing something out, like here. And usually the parsing is full of like unwraps. And if you actually search for unwrap in the project, yeah, it's probably every day uses some amount of unwrapping. And what unwrap does is it takes it works over result types or optional types, and so when they do have a successful value, it gives you back that value, like unwrapped, as the name suggests. But if it was empty or if it was an error, it aborts the program, like it panics and aborts the program. So it's not a very it's a kind of a coarse-grained solution to error handling, and I don't know. Maybe I would like to use something like returning, propagating the error up as a return value. But I'm not sure about if this makes sense for the kind of problems that we are dealing in Advent code. So let's say this is optional goal. Do better error handling, I guess. Do better handling. And I guess those are some reasonable goals or things that I would like to try. But above all, the most important thing is to have fun and to learn stuff. So yeah, those would be the goals, and we can jump into the first day. Okay, so the first challenge of Advent of Code 2022 is called calorie counting. I'm using my small laptop monitor here, so either I have to hunch a little bit to the front to read, or I have to make the font bigger. And I suck at reading, so Sorry for this, but let's try to read out the instructions for today's. I suck at reading out loud, especially English, which is not my native language. So let's try it out. So Santa's reindeer typically eat regular reindeer food, but they need a lot of magical energy. What is magical energy? Oh, it seems that like it's a callback to the previous year, apparently to 2018, which I didn't complete, so I don't know what magical energy means. But anyway, they need a lot of magical energy to deliver presents on Christmas. That makes sense. For that, their favorite snack is a special type of star fruit that only grows deep in the jungle. The elves have brought you on their annual expedition, end of quote, to the grove where the fruit grows. Grove grows. That's difficult to pronounce. And actually, what does grove mean? Is it a field or something like that? A small wood or other group of trees. Okay, cool. Right, to supply enough magical energy, the expedition needs to retrieve a minimum of 50 stars by December 25th. Although the elves assure you that the grove has plenty of fruit, you decide to grab any fruit you see along the way, just in case. Yeah, just in case. Usually, the stories are super silly, like usually everything goes wrong every time, and they're kind of silly and fun. So collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day in the Advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants you 1 star. Good luck. Cool. So I guess all of that was preamble for what Advent of Code is about. And here starts the thing that is specific to this day. The jungle must be overgrown and difficult to navigate in vehicles or access from the air. The elves' expedition traditionally goes on foot. As your boat approaches land, the elves begin taking inventory on their supplies. One important consideration is food, in particular the number of calories each elf is carrying. Your puzzle inputs. Okay. The elves take turn writing down the number of calories contained by the various meals, snacks, rations, etc. that they have brought with them. 1 item per line. Each elf separates their own inventory from the previous elf's inventory, if any, by a blank line. For example, suppose the elves finish writing their items' calories and end up with the following list. So this will be an example of an input. This list represents the calories of the food carried by 5 elves. Yes, so there are 5 groups. So each elf is, like the first elf will be carrying 3 items with this amount of calories. Yes, that's pretty understandable. In case the elves get hungry and need extra snacks, they need to know which elf to ask. They'd like to know how many calories are being carried by the elf carrying the most calories. In the example above, this is 24,000 calories carried by the 4th elf. So yeah, this one. Find the elf carrying the most calories. How many total calories is that elf carrying? All right, that sounds like a very simple puzzle to solve, but that's usually the case for the first day. So here we have the actual input. So let's actually create some structure here, and let's go to, this is Advent of Code 2021. Let's go to 2022 and let's make a directory for inputs, and yeah, let's make a new file. Day 1, I guess txt could be, and let's use first these sample inputs, and let's maybe close. Well, no, I will leave the 2021 solutions open in case that I need to refresh my memory on something. For example, like how to set up a Rust project, which I don't really remember. I think everything is done by cargo. I haven't touched anything of Rust in like 11 months, so maybe I don't have a working setup. So let's see. Cargo, what? Help me out, cargo. What can you do? Can you init or something? Create a new cargo package. Or no, init, I guess. Create a new cargo package in an existing directory. Cargo init here. All right. That seemed pretty straightforward. So we have a cargo toml. Actually, we may use the previous year to take a look at what I did there. Oh, it looks it looks basically the same. Great. And the main entry points, do I have to declare it somewhere? Okay, is it in src? Oh, great. Rust-lang, Rust have been deprecated. Please uninstall this extension and install Rust-lang Rust Analyzer instead. You can find the extension. Okay. No, don't open in the browser. Open it here. So Rust Analyzer. Well, let's just search for Rust. It should be like the recommended thing. Migrates. Yeah, do that, please. Reload required. Then reload the thing. And I guess just like that, it should have. Did it work? If I do, I can use the console here, I guess. Cargo run. It compiles and it prints the hello world. Okay, nice. Thank you, Rust, for being like a nice, easily discoverable language. So, what do we want to do? I guess the first thing that we want to do is to read that file. Actually, let's start by like already separating day one rs, and let's make a function run that runs the solution for day one. And here we can, again, I don't remember anything, so let's, oops. Oh, I have my cat under the computer and she freaked out. It's all right. All right, this is how you import a module. Great. Oh, a deprecation warning or what? What is this? This operation is unsafe and requires an unsafe function or block. What the hell? What is unsafe here? Like printing. All right, I don't want to see, like, investigate problems with the, because I guess Rust got updated, or the Rust Analyzer got updated or something. But yeah, let's just do this mod day one, and let's do day one run, not fail, day one run. And then in day one, I guess I have to, yes, look at those. I don't know what public rate means, so let's remove that. Oh, I don't remember if Rust uses 2 or 4 spaces for indentation by default. What happens if I, like, this is using apparently, is the Rust formatter enabled? If I save, no, how was this configuration? Auto format, format on save or something like that. Format on save, yes, please. let's do that. And if I save now, yes, it formats the thing. And here, if I say include string, and I know I said I don't want to do this, but let's just start by doing what I already know how to do, and then refactor into like reading the file instead of including everything. Input day1 txt. And let's assign it to the variable input. Did this work? What is it complaining about? Inputs day1 txt. Do you want to do something like this? How was I doing this in the previous? Let's go to day1 rs. Oh man, this print line things are a bit missing and safe. Rust analyzer missing and safe on println. What is this about? Try restarting the server. Okay, I love when this kind of thing breaks. If I ask for Rusty version, where are we? 156 and Rust latest version. Maybe I'm like quite behind. How was it? 56 and is it 65? Okay, so I'm pretty behind, probably because I haven't updated this in a year. So can I do cargo app, I guess? No, I think there is a Rust app thing. Update Rust toolchain and Rust app. I guess that's what I want to use. Rust app update. Okay, it's doing things. So let's see if doing things gets rid of those silly warnings of not being able to use println or include string. And let's close this window and let's see how it's doing. Well, let's see if the thing, like, it inferred this correct type. And I don't know how to toggle type annotations. Toggle. How do I stop seeing this? Because I don't like this kind of annotations. Damn it. It's been such a long time. I guess it could be a setting for Rust Analyzer. So, highlight related. Inlay hints, that's what it's called. And can I toggle it with this? How was it called actually? Inlay hints. Inlay hints. No, I don't know how to untoggle this, so let's just remove that. It's not that. Okay. Type hints for metal chains. No, that's not what I want. Well, okay, I will take care of that later. I should have configured things before starting to record the video. And let's try to do what the comment on Reddit suggested, to restart the Rust Analyzer. Now it still complains about no such a file of directory. That's another thing. So I guess inputs day1.txt. Do you not complain now? Let's open previous years. Oh, I just had like no extension on these things, but it should work like this. Is this thing inside of SLC? Yes, it is. Oh, I closed the previous one. Inputs day1.txt. So are you happy with this? Actually, do you compile? Cargo run. SRC inputs. Okay, so I guess you have to go up, right? Would you be happy now? Okay, now we compile and it just has a warning for unused input. I think this is code hint, right? Because I really want to remove this thing. This code remove Rust type annotations or inline annotations. Binding mode hints, chaining hints, closing so many hints, closure return type hints. That's a lot of things. Parameter is this going to show a function parameter in the call side? Parameter column type hints. This is what I don't want, I think. Yes, because I just want to, when you hover, you get the type information. Like, why do you need it in the middle of your program? Okay, so now I think I have finally something, some working environment. So what do we want to do with this input? Let's refresh our memories of what the challenge was about. So we have these inventory items for each elf, and we have to basically count up for each elf how many calories they are carrying and just print out the maximum of those sums. So I guess we can start by parsing this input, because this is just a string. We can say something like what is this, like calories by elf. Let's make this thing be a vector of EU32. So basically for each elf, we're going to have a vector of how many calories they are carrying. So this will be lines splits. Do we have autocomplete here? Come on, come on. No? Was it not split? No, because lines doesn't exist. It's input. Split, yes. Look at me, coding. So let's split by double new line. So that would be the separation between each elf inventory. What is it complaining about? Iterator or blah blah. Yeah, mismatch type. Of course. Let's map this. So we have the string for each. I don't know how to call this, but this should be a string, right? Yes. So this again, we should do. We can take each line and then map each line to what? Line L parse, and then collect. Do I remember how to Rust? What is this complaining about? Yeah. Let's do cargo. Does collect not know? No, collect should know what we are returning here. Okay, so we're not collecting inside of this closure, so here we should also collect. And what is this complaining about? Yes, these parse are of type result. They parsing a number can fail. So here is where we have to do the unwrapping. So yeah, now it type checks, which makes sense. And just to be sure, let's print this thing. Just calories by elf, and run. What happens here? Does it implement display? What? How did you print debugging things? I don't remember. This was something. Rust print debug. Colon question mark. Of course, so intuitive. Well, actually, I was remembering the question mark, so some things still remain in my head. So okay, does this make sense? Yes, this looks like the input, right? But already parsed. I guess I could have already done the sum and the maximum here intermingled with the parsing, but usually I prefer to first do parsing and then do processing, because usually these challenges, when the second part of the challenge comes, it uses the same input, but you have to do something different. So now that we have these things, we can do calories by elf. So what do we want? We can, this is a vector, so we have to iterate it and map these things to, I guess, elf stock or elf inventory. Elf calories. Elf calories. There's only two difficult things in computer science: cache invalidation and naming things. And usually naming things is just constant bikeshedding. By the way, I'm not seeing my face. I should see it there in the corner to know where I am on the screen. So elf calories, this is a vector. Can we sum just a vector? Is that available? What do you complain about? Consider using a, let's answer with this. Okay, now there is no sum. We have to make it an iterable or iterator, and then we can sum. Cannot infer the type of the sum. All right, maybe we can do. Should I put it? No. Okay, so we have to sum every sub vector and then take the maximum of this. So just simply max. Do you now infer what we are doing? Optional. Why is it optional? Because it could a maximum may not exist. So let's type this and say U32. With this typing, do you know what we? All right. Let's put the typing here. Come on, Rust. U32. Are you happy now? No, because I didn't close the square brackets. So now this is a U32, but I guess I always want to unwrap. And how about that? Like, does this work? If we print the answer 1, does it get what we want to get? Yes, this is the number of the example, 24,000. So if we actually put the real input, what will happen then? Let's put this, and of course this will have to compile again, but I guess this could be our answer. Let's try it out. Submit. Yay, that's the correct answer. And I have 1 star. Nice. Let's go to the second part and see, like, before thinking about what we could do better here, let's read the second challenge and see, because sometimes the second challenge invalidates some of the things that you do on the first part. So, part 2. By the time you calculate the answer to the elf's questions, they have already realized that the elf carrying the most calories of the food might eventually run out of snacks. Oh, that's a problem. To avoid this unacceptable situation, the elves would instead like to know the total calories carried by the top 3 elves carrying the most calories. That way, even if one of those elves run out of snacks, they still have 2 backups. In the example above, the top 3 elves are the 4th elf with that calories, then the 3rd elf with this, then the 5th. Okay, the sum of the calories carried by these 3 elves is 45,000. So okay, find the top 3 elves carrying the most calories. How many calories are these elves carrying in total? All right, so it should be too different to this. You can say the answer to, like, it will be basically the same thing, but can we do like max? How do you get the top n things? Max by key. I guess we could sort, but surely Rust has a method for this. So Rust max n elements. Well, there is a documentation for iterator take. Well, I guess we could sort and take. Find n greatest element and biggest elements in vector. Best way to get the largest 3 values in unsorted slice. This seems like exactly what I want. Like, I guess that there should be a way to do this. You don't need. I'm surprised that it doesn't have like the top n elements. Yeah, most things are like sorting things out. I guess we could do that. Like get this sorted. Yeah. Let's do that. Like get this sorted sums and just take the first 3 of them. So here we have the sums. Instead of getting the max, let's sort this. Is sorted. Doesn't it have a sort method? Oh, I guess sort is probably part of vector, but not of iterator, because you'd have to you have to sort somewhere. So I guess we can have something like this be calories. Actually, yeah, calories by elf. Total calories by elf, or sorted. Yes, sorted calories by elf. It's going to be this, and then map to the sums, and then collect into a vec of something, right? And then sort. Does this work? What is your type? I guess this doesn't return anything, right? Yes, let's say this is a vec of something. You don't need to say this. Sort. Doesn't it complain about mutability? Like, because in order to sort it, it should be mutable. So, okay, but if it sorts, it should be from minimum to maximum. So then you would have to like reverse. Sort by. Like this. So it sorts in reverse order. Should take sort by key, I guess. Can I borrow this? Now I have to remember so many Rust things. Cannot apply operator. Blah. Do I have to dereference you? Okay, this. What is your problem now? Can you suggest something? No. So this is a reference. You can, instead of like taking a reference, you should like, can I sort by this? By key. Yes, okay. So not inline variable, but can you let mut? Okay, so this actually works. If I do minus this, it should sort it, or it doesn't. No, okay. So yeah, let's just sort them and have the topmost, like the maximum at the top, and that's it. I don't care. So let's say let's answer 2. It's gonna be sorted calories by ELF. Last 3 slice. How did you say, like tail? Maybe I can do iter. Yeah, reverse iterator, and take 3, and then sum, I think. If all of that makes some sense, print ln, and we are going to print the second answer. What are you complaining about? Type annotations needed. So yes, you have to do the sum into a U32. So maybe change the input to the sample one to check what we are doing. 45,000 was the correct answer for the example. So let's run with this. 200,000. Those are a lot of calories. Let's try this answer then for the second part. And yes, that's the right answer. Nice. And you can share this thing on Twitter and Mastodon. Awesome. But of course, I have committed several like programming sins here. Let's clean this up a little bit. So the first answer can also be just the last element of this, like sorted calories by ELF, last, and this is an option. Let's just say unwrap. So now it should be the same result. Yes. Cool. Let's see. Okay, so some of the naming I'm not very a fan of. So calories by ELF, this, actually we don't need to have this be a vector, like we can already compute the totals and be fine with that. So we can, instead of saying collect here, yeah, let's already have like the totals here. Calories by ELF, and let's say that we yeah, instead of collect here, let's do a sum, just a sum. And we already have that, and so then actually we can do mute here and get rid of this. And yeah, this is going to be actually the name sorted, maybe justified to use it here. Okay, now it complains about parse. Why do you complain about parse? Cannot infer the type of the parameter f, they can be associated parse. So you don't know what you're parsing, correct? Okay, because before you knew what to parse into. So let's just simply say let's parse these guys, unwrap, and then sum of everything. How does it do now? Perfect, same input. Same output, I mean. Sorted calories by ELF. Yes, I think I am more or less okay with the solution. Do I need to do this? Or you don't know then what to infer from that sum? Well, actually, I mean, specifying the type here seems convenient. All right, so yes, I think this is an acceptable solution for day one, but I'm not actually following my goals. Well, actually, I did have fun doing that. And did I learn some stuff? I did learn that growth was a small forest or something like that. So that counts as something. Fast execution, yeah, I mean, this thing is very small and like a linear algorithm, so I don't care about that for now. But I'm not reading inputs from files, so let's just fix that. So if I do cargo run now, is it recompiling the thing each time? Okay, no. If I don't change anything, it doesn't have to recompile. But if I go here and change this thing, it will need to recompile, yes. And now it's compiling, quickly enough, so it's not a problem. But as time passes by, we are going to add more and more source code. So I don't want to be like recompiling, and let's also like learn how to read a file in Rust, which is something that I don't know how to do. So Rust read file into string. Okay, so it seems like there's a read to string convenient function that takes a path, and this looks promising. Yes. And what does parse do here? I don't know what parse does, but it's an interesting socket adder. Oh, interesting. Very cool. So, and the error handling is also interesting to notice here. Maybe I can copy this kind of pattern, but that can wait. For now, let's do mod. So it's in standard FS, I guess. No, it's use. What's the difference between those two? I don't actually know. So instead of reading it like this, let's do fs read to string. And now I will assume that, wait, what is this input? It's a result, of course. So I guess we can do unwrap. And if it fails, it fails. Run. Okay. Not found, not such file or directory. Okay, so this is how it fails when I guess here you don't need a relative path. Okay, so that worked, and now we can run again. It didn't compile, and if I change the inputs, it shouldn't compile either, right? Yeah. So it's much faster. It didn't have to recompile the thing if I changed the inputs. So that's basically what I wanted to do. So, okay, I think this is an acceptable solution for now. I will think about like generalizing things and, make it, make this thing more sophisticated, like to run the given day that you want, and and maybe run all of the days. But for now, we only have one day, so it's fine to do that, and let's. And until we have a couple of solutions for 2 or 3 days, let's wait until we generalize something like that. And for error handling, I'm not really sure what I want here. Maybe I do want to like have some syntax sugar, like, you know, like using this here, but I think, doesn't this complain? And do you know what to do? No, I don't want to do that. So can we make it? Yeah, but if we make it, the result is a bit obnoxious. So I'm going to think about error handling later. For this video, I think this is enough. We have a working solution for day 1, and we can commit. Did Git get initialized by cargo init? I guess it did. So that was nice. We can, I guess, we can add all of this, right? Do I want everything? I think I do. So day 1 txt has the entire input file. Main is just that. Great. README has the goals. I guess we can also, I will read the, actually I will add to the README something like learnings. This would be day 1, calorie counting, I think it was called. Actually, I don't remember. And, oh, by the way, when you complete each of the days, you complete one of these rows and it starts to show like a drawing of some map or something like that, which is nice as an exploration nugget. So calorie counting, yeah. Whoops, I accidentally switched workplaces there and you saw the OBS recording. So calorie counting. So simple starter challenge. I learned how to read an entire file into a string. All right, and also we can probably later on think about maybe parameterizing this. So if I want to have like the real inputs and the sample inputs somewhere, or if I want to pass, you know, pass the name of the file as a parameter to like pass a sample file, something like that. We can think about that later, but for now, I think this looks all right. Sorted calories by elf. I don't really love this variable name. Maybe we can call it like total calories by elf, but it's okay. Let's go with that. And what about this thing of taking? Yeah, this is fine. It seems fine to me. I'm wondering if this type annotations like this are needed, because I'm not a fan of this turbofish operator, as they call it. But anyway, let's not bike shed this any longer. Let's add everything and commit. So solution for day 1. And let's actually, well, I will create a GitHub repository for this later on, but I think that's it for today's video. And if you have been watching, thanks for doing so. I hope you saw something interesting, although I doubt that anyone will watch this kind of videos. I'm just doing it for like to force myself into programming, and Advent of Code is a great excuse for this. So hopefully I will continue doing so. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye. And recording.